All right. I just decided to do this live because I get to full stop. I just decided to do this live. So this is called It Is Not Your Hamstrings, and it is geared specifically toward rowers, probably cyclists, but kind of anyone who thinks that they have, you know, difficulty reaching forward, touching the floor, getting to body over, reaching their ankles. It is, I guarantee you, I'm not saying your hammies aren't tight. I'm sure they are. But I'm saying that the problem does not begin and end there. So we're going to do something, and I'm going to like keep this real tight. Let's try 20 minutes. But something that is going to allow your actual pelvis to tip forward, because a lot of the bodies I see, that's what's not happening. It's not, and it's not, that's not, there's a lot of reasons that the hips themselves don't shift forward that are not as simple as your hamstrings are tight. So this is going to be about like pelvis mobility. And it's going to have a lot to do with your chest. So I grabbed a big beach towel because I'm at a beach resort right now. And I wanted to find something everybody could have. If you have blocks, you can use blocks. If you have a bolster, you can use a bolster. If you don't have a towel, not a big deal. Don't use a towel. But if you have one, make a roll, like a small roll. This is like the size of a lemon, right? So roll it up into a like a lemon size. Lay back on it, and you want it to fall. Oh, my back just cracked. So you want it to fall right across the bottom tip of the shoulder blade. Oh, and you'll feel it. Like, let your body talk to you. It talks in like, I mean, it's how it talks, sensation. So let your body, if it says you're good. So come on down to your back with this thing under your shoulder blades. And then if it's too big, take it out or make it flatter. Like, no worries. And then I want you to wiggle your feet to the edges of the mat and then wider, okay? Because if you're like one of these leverage sport athletes, your legs are probably longer than the average person's. And this yoga mat was not made with you and your dimensions in mind. So go a little wider than the mat. My arms are relaxed open. Flex open. You're just go with me on the foot thing here. I don't have time to explain to you why it's important. It would take too long. Lift and spread your toes. Perk up the arches of your feet like you are walking on the beach and you just realize you're about to step on a sea urchin, right? Like the arch of your foot kind of lifts up and wakes up a little bit. And then just take your knees over to the left. Just let them fall. And then if you need to wiggle on your blanket or remove your blanket, do that. Chin down, back of the neck long, so the front of your throat is a little compressed. Take a breath in. And then breathe out. And then switch. Feet are active. You're sort of just spinning on the heels. Drop the knees over to the right. Just let them fall. Don't panic if you get, like right now, I'm getting a little mustard in my left knee. It's just because my left hip is different from my right hip. So I just kind of move the foot around. The thing I am really doing here is making sure this left cheek is up. So the knees fall over. Do not drop the hip down. The knee can fall down, but the hip stays up. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out. And if your heart's already beating a little, that's completely normal. Come on back up through center, skillful, just wiggle the feet, take the knees to the left. Hip up, knee down, knee forward. So push your knee toward the, well, whatever direction that is, away from your head. And at the same time, reach your right arm back. So right leg goes one way, right arm goes the other way. Open up that right armpit, breathe in. Breathe out. All the way to the bottom. There's a reason why for that too. We can get into that in another video. Switch it. Knees go to the right, hip up, knee down and long, like you're trying to push this thigh out of the socket. Left arm back, shrug the shoulder, open the armpit, fan these ribs open, breathe in. Breathe out. Relax the hips back down, come to center, moving on. Knees go to the left. roll, like, so start to kick into your right leg, roll onto your left side, and take, I call this plantain pose because it's kind of like banana, but it's like a smaller banana. So let your right knee, the trailing one, fall to the bottom and bring your right arm over the top of your head. So you're in a little side bend and your head is just resting on your left bicep here. And if your shoulders don't do this, my shoulders do everything, yours may not. So you can just go straight out from the shoulder like that. I'm not suggesting your shoulders should do everything. They absolutely shouldn't. You're laying here and you're trying to open this space from the bottom of this rib to the top of this hip. Like stretch that out. And then we're going to do these little, I don't know what you call them exactly, but see if you can get your left bicep as a pillow to the left side of your head. And then I want you to roll your body down toward the floor and reach your right arm. If there was a clock, that's noon. Think like 1:30 or 2. So your right arm reaches forward and up, and then reach your right leg in the opposite direction. So right arm and right leg make a big line, and your body's kind of twisting down toward the floor. And then you're going to switch. Right arm comes up, it reaches open, and your right leg kicks forward. And then move your water bottle because you're going to knock it over. And then make a big windmill with that right arm. Right arm forward and up, right leg back. Body starts facing forward. Right arm up and back, right leg forward, body faces open. Sometimes I kind of catch that foot, give it a little pull. If you're a rower, you probably can't do that. If you've been rowing for any length of time, reach. So you're almost like in this weird X shape, right? Like if you just dropped, you'd just be in an X on the floor. Forward and back up. One more time. Do this as many times as you like when you're on your own. Forward. If it hurts with the roll, just take the roll out from under you. Back. And then bend your right knee and nice and carefully roll yourself onto your back. Slide the bump out from underneath you. Cross your right ankle over your left knee and draw your left thigh toward you. If you still have that blanket nearby, use it to put it under the back of your head so your chin tips down to your chest like this. So the front of your throat feels compressed. 3. This is just me trying to keep this short. You could hold this for like however many breaths you like. Hopefully your body starts to kind of just remember this movement pattern so you can just bust this out first thing in the morning. And like a lot of things, you'll get better as you do it. Like don't not do it because you don't think you can do it, right? Getting good at something involves being willing to suck at it a little bit in the first place. And then we're going to go straight up with this right leg. So put your left foot down and take your right leg up. And I want you to just grab it wherever you can. And we're going to do a little threading here. So nothing too forceful. I'm going to bend my knee, flex the foot, and lift my chin. And then I'm going to straighten my knee, point the foot, and squeeze my chin. And I did that with this leg bent, but I'm pretty open. So now I'm going to try the next one with my left leg straight. You do whatever you want. Flex, bend, chin up, point, straighten, chin down. Flex, bend, chin up, point, straighten, chin down. One more time. Flex, bend, chin up, point, straighten, chin down. Bend your right knee, lay it down alongside your right leg alongside your left leg for a second. Pause, take a breath in. Follow it to the very end. Make a sound of some kind, a little shh. Anything that works for you, breathe out until there's no sound. And then bend your knees, put your feet on the floor. We're going to do the other side. I'll spin around so you can see me. So I'm going to just do this without the bolster to keep this shorter, but the blanket roll. But remake your little roll if you want. Put it back under your shoulder blades. What do my shoulder blades have to do with my hamstrings, you may ask? Your ribs and your pelvis have a relationship to one another that they want to be in. Separate your feet. Drop both knees to the right. Let the left hip come up. Reach the left leg long. Reach the left arm back. Now roll onto your right side and just let your left knee drop down toward the floor, and your left arm drapes over your head. And you might find this side feels very, I actually need the prop on this side. I was a port, so my left side is still a little jacked up. Your ribs and your pelvis have a relationship that they were sort of born to be in. And if you do a repetitive sport, we just tend to mess that relationship up. Your body starts to take a slightly different shape. So you're thinking left hip and left ribs, you're trying to make this long, let this side waist open. And so there's fascial lines that run all the way from the eyeballs, the tongue, the top of the head to the arches of the feet. And you sort of have to think of it like there's certain grooves that they're meant to fit in, like certain landmarks in the skeletal system almost. And when you start to sort of malform the skeletal system, the amount of slack in the chain just gets eaten up, and nothing sort of functions evenly. So getting your chest open allows your pelvis the freedom to tip forward, which allows you to get to body over. Okay. I think I butchered that fairly well. So now you're going to roll toward your chest, and your left arm, if that's noon, it goes to like 10 o'clock. And then you're going to kick your left leg in the opposite direction. So your right leg and your right arm are like actively participating and holding yourself up here. Reach forward, kick back, and then go up and swing that leg forward. And then you sort of finish the air guitar, and you're kind of like tenderizing your bottom ribs, and you're staying anywhere that's interesting to you because it's different body to body, and you're just letting your spine and ribs like open what's closed, close what's open. Your range of motion it's all arcs and global and three-dimensional, and mostly we use the same, like, two planes, two if we're lucky. Back and forth. You're just swinging left arm and left leg. Feel like it. Grab this foot this way. You want to go crazy, turn all the way into a twist this way. You can even grab the left foot with the right hand if you can still breathe. And then come on to your back. Put both feet on the floor. Move that blanket underneath the back of your head to help tuck your chin toward your chest. And it's left ankle to right knee. Chin down, shoulder blades wide, lower teeth away from upper teeth. In the nose. Find the bottom of it. Get all the toothpaste out of the tube. Again, in nose. Find the bottom of it. Relax the tops of your shoulders. Relax your forehead. One more time, side to side like gills on a fish. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then right foot goes down and left leg goes up. You hold it anywhere you can. Try one round with a bent right leg. So it's bend, pull, lift the chin, point, straighten, squeeze the chin. I'm good there, so I'm going to do this. Bend, lift the chin, flex the foot, point the foot, straighten the leg, squeeze the chin. I could not have said that more confusingly. Sorry. Flex, bend, lift, point, straighten, squeeze chin. Flex foot, bend knee, lift chin, point foot, straighten knee, squeeze chin. I've already lost count. I think we did 5. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now, this is just bonus because everybody needs some core work, low belly stuff. Bend that knee in. Bring the right knee up to meet it. Open feet. Remember, sea urchins.